Hey, just got a cool email from one of my very valued email subscribers, and it was really like it was a couple cool things in it that I want to share with you, and it reminded me of Gary Vee's book Crush It, and I want to show this to you because this was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Hang on, I got to sit down somewhere to properly show this. So, and I got to like rig my camera up. Ooh, got to rig my camera up like in my legs here for you. This is just not ideal at all. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay, this is so cool. So in the chapters of his book, like normal book pages, just like that, you've seen them a million times. And then we have right here is chapter 9, the best marketing strategy ever. And I want to show you what chapter 9 is. Care. And then we move on to chapter 10. So the whole chapter, it's written gigantic words. That's literally his whole chapter is care. So what's the best marketing strategy ever? Care. And it's so, I have chills so I just read, this book came out in 2008 and I just read this in 2018 and I read his brand new one, Crushing It, also in 2018. And so it's cool to see the 10-year differences between the books and the things that have changed and also that have not changed. But this is really about, I remember when I saw that chapter and when it hit me and the care, I still have chills right now, like running up my back, up into my neck. And it's because I look back on my career and I think back of what was the difference between people who had a greater chance of success and those who didn't. And more often than not, the vast majority were people who actually cared. And that includes like my whole, I lived off Zig Ziglar's quote and I quoted it like in almost every single video starting in 2007 for several years there. And you can have everything you want in life if you can just help enough other people get what they want. And that really, like, if you understand what that means, it's like provide value, care about people, pour into them. I mean, I guess you can really not care about other people and still give them value because like they're gonna you'll get something out of it. I guess there are people like that, so I guess you could apply that. I never thought of quoting Zig Ziglar that there's probably people out there that think that way up until now. But this is what this is about, is that I got this a relatively long email. It was like a couple paragraphs, and you can tell that this person truly put a lot of heart and thought into it. And they weren't just saying like, hey dude, send me the thing, like blah, blah, blah. It wasn't like they were just in some rush. They were like, they let me know their whole journey. And they were like, Jason, and I'm just going to do the short version. I'm not going to share any names. But this person, she knows who she is. She's probably seeing this video at some point. I'm assuming I'm sending this to my email list. Hopefully she sees this somewhere. And if not, she still made an impact in the world to hundreds, probably 1,000+ other people that are seeing this. So she basically explained how she had been a part of my list for about 5 years. She's really followed me over these years, including through like some big wins and some big valleys where myself and her and even her, her son and people in her family were hurting from different things. And she was just truly explaining like where they've been, but that she trusts me and she's watched so many of my videos and she feels that, and this isn't a plug on me at all, guys. I want to share this because there's a really important lesson for you to take out of this as you're marketing online. So she shared that she's seen enough of my videos to truly believe that I do care about other people's success. And this isn't like lip service. This is over 5 years and other people have been on up to 11 years on my list. And it's because over time, they've seen my actions. They've seen what I've delivered. They've seen there's a part of our minds, our unconscious mind, that detect and they can feel where a person's really coming from. So, you may have someone like kind of sneak something over on you. Like they're all polished. They do their hair before a video, which if you can't tell, it's so funny. The other day, my hair looked exactly like whatever it does when I started this video. I haven't done my hair. And I told my daughter, I'm like, yeah, I think I need to get a haircut soon because I'm having to do my hair before videos or other things. And I don't always think about that, but I did that day. And she was like, oh, you didn't already get ready? And I hadn't. I like, this is like raw, authentic. But that's some of the stuff you look for. So like you can, and it doesn't mean someone who is more raw, I'm sorry, less raw and more polished and like dresses up. Like, dude, I used to get dressed up for my videos. I used to worry about all that stuff. I used to worry about exactly how I say the words I say and what words I choose. And oh my gosh, did I say it right? Did I offend everybody? And all of that stuff, like, it doesn't really matter. There's a part of our unconscious minds that sees through, and you might call it your gut instinct, your intuition, and all of those are tied to it. It's your unconscious mind working with your nervous system to detect. What it's really detecting is dangers in the world, things that could cause you or your loved ones pain. We are a social creature. It's how we're built. It's how our minds are built. We have to socialize with other people. It's literally in our genetics because the people, I'll do this real brief. I owe you guys a whole video on this, that the people who survived the test of time, like humanity, the ones that died were the ones that were running off on their own, like because their genetics wanted them to like go off on their own. Well, they died because the lions and tigers and bears would literally eat them. And I'm talking about picture caveman days. And then picture the people who were wired genetically. They were like, dude, I want to be around other people. And what happened was communities thrived together. They could do different tasks and share goods exactly like we do. We just do it through a transference of dollars. And so anyway, the people that have survived over time, humanity as you see it today, the genetics that are around, we are wired to be around other people. And there's very few exceptions to that. The vast, vast, vast highest percentage of all humanity is wired as a social animal. We basically are a pack animal. And so at the deepest levels, guys, I'm not going into like, I will win. I will prove this all day long. It's scientifically proven. So, it just got, hold on, let me cut this call. I just got this thing. It was like, video will be paused if you answer this call. I'm like, I'm not going to answer a call, but it's interrupting my screen there. So, that's called a pattern interrupt. And what's interesting is that's reminding me of something of like, to pull this back in, is that we are wired to be around other people. So what happens is we have these sensors, this internal compass, call it like an internal thermostat, call it like things happening within your whole nervous system. And guys, there's energy being shared all around us at all times, even through a screen like this. You can detect things. And so there are subtle patterns like with facial patterns and eye patterns and all kinds of stuff. And you can get trained to recognize these things too. But what happens is that even someone who's super freaked out on camera and they're like, oh my God, like, you can still tell if they're a good person more often than not. Now, there are polished people who like basically con artists that over time, they have become so polished that you can't really detect this. And I've got sucked into this too, especially before I could like really use my high. I mean, guys, I've paid tens of thousands of dollars going to very high level trainings, like learning like something as simple as like eye patterns. If the eyes go up and right or up and left, which I know to you, that's right and that's left, but this is a video, so it's flipped around. So you learn to read people's eye patterns that in your world, if you see my eyes go to the top right or to the bottom left, like what does all that really mean? And that's really tricky for me to flip those around for you. But basically, it goes way beyond that. Eye patterns is basic. But I'm trying to share with you that here's what I'm trying to share. Trust your gut, trust your instincts. And so what's happened is that over time is that this person's seen enough of my videos and seen my heart out there long enough that they really trust what I do. And here's what I wanted to share in the video, besides all of those other four main things I just shared, was that she was like, she explained a big background. I won't go, I don't need to share her whole story with you, but it was really like heartfelt. And I was sitting there like so thankful that she's willing to be that transparent, including the bad things that they've been through, including, and there's a line in there, is like, I just want you to know this, guys, this is really important. There's two ways, and this is the whole point of the video that I'm shooting to you. That she said, I just want you to know your videos do impact people, and we're not just some like name out on your email list. And so there's two parts to that you need. This is super, super important. Now, when you're beginning in business, and let's say you're getting in 1 lead a day, you're getting in 5 leads a day, it's really easy to, like, you're touching every single lead and everything is like a big deal. But you get to a point, if you're internet marketing to a big enough scale, where you can't follow up with every single individual person. So what happens is that it can be very easy to be like, oh yeah, I got my 20 leads, got my 100 leads in today, and you're just like slinging leads in, and it's really easy to become disconnected with like every single one of those is attached to a real human being that has their own beliefs and they have their own heartbeat and their own their own stories of what's happened in their world and their own dreams and ambitions and fears and everything else. And so it was really cool that, you know, and I'm at a period in my life where, and honestly, I've had times where I've disconnected from that to a degree, but I always felt like I still had an impact. But then the people that would reach back out, that's who my focus is on. And so I've always had a good sense of like being connected and really making an impact with people. But it was I'm super grateful for the reminder from her that like, dude, what you do matters. And that's me talking to me and to you, that what we do really matters here. And also that there's really like what you do matters. And don't forget, it goes back to Gary Vee's advice around caring, that what's the best marketing practice ever? And it's to care. And so to realize when you're shooting a video that like normally a video like this, I may not even post it. I mean, it's going to take some time to upload and do whatever I'm going to do. I'm definitely putting this out there anyway. And it may only reach one person. Maybe only 100 people are going to watch this video. Maybe 1,000 will. I don't know. It depends on if I'm sending this to email lists and everything else. There's a lot that goes into it. But what really matters is I took the time to shoot like a 13, probably end up 15-minute video, and that somebody out there is impacted by something within this video, and it gets them thinking and shifting on a new course and can start to change the direction of their life. And that's really what this is. It's really what it's all about. It's really what I stand for. And I don't mean, again, this is not about me. It's what I believe is one of the most important things on earth for all of us, is to create more of that caring ripple impact. So to take, to steal Gary's version of that, what's the best marketing tactic ever? To care. And what if we did that? For those of you that saw my daughter's video, every single one of those is a caring act on the rings there. And that's only like around 100-ish acts. And so, and it's funny, that video is all, by the way, my wife and I were invited to a lunch this Friday with the mayor, with the president of the principal of our school, but also the president of the entire school district, the mayor, like all these huge people are going to celebrate my daughter and her friends that did the video around that, like compassion and caring. And that's really like, it's really what it's all about, is all of us creating chain reactions, ripple impact of caring about real people out in the world, because that's what you really have control of. That's how you make a better world around you, is by making first yourself better, and then you ripple impact the world all around you. So you know who you are that sent me that email. thank you with all of my heart, and I hope my reply to you that was not just a couple sentences long. I hope that meant I hope you knew that like I really took that to heart. Thank you for the reminder about how important all of our work is, and even thank you personally for reminding me, like, you can see this is real now. This is like really important, is that thank you for the reminder that even when I don't feel like doing a video, or I don't want to do one, or there's some lesson I don't think really matters that much, to get it out there anyway, because every single person, every single ripple impact matters. And by the way, if I just realized, maybe if you're on my email list or somewhere, you don't know about my daughter's video. I'm actually going to include that somewhere around this, because actually I probably led with that because it won first place in an amazing contest, and it's really important to see what 11-year-old kids can do and how we can all learn from that, including the lessons summarized here. So love you all, appreciate you all, and you know who you are. Thank you for that email and reminder to all of us, and thank you for allowing me to share that now and make the time you took impact even more people. So thank you for replying. So love you guys, appreciate you. Chat soon.